This is CAD Roll Hunter, and I've got a box of 2,000 circulated Canadian quarters. We're looking for anything special. What can we find in quarters? We can find colorized commemoratives, we can find silver, we could find errors, low mint. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is James and you're watching my channel, CAD Roll Hunter. That's right, I got 50 rolls of quarters, a full box. Each of them has 40 quarters. That's 2,000 quarters we're gonna search. We are coin roll hunting. What we're gonna do is we're gonna look in every roll. I'm gonna show you any of the interesting things that we find. Hopefully we find something interesting, maybe something valuable. If we could find silver, that would be incredible. There are tons of colorized circulating Canadian commemoratives. I average just under 20 a box, so we should find lots of cool variety here. Let's dig into this first roll here and see what we might get. I'm always starting with an edge check. This is what Canadian quarters look like. There's just some slight variation in color and even in thickness just based on the year these coins were minted. They changed composition a few times. Nickel, and then of course we've got steel are the most recent ones, and of course if we saw silver in there, we would have a very bright edge or maybe a dirty tarnished edge. This one looks like they might be all modern coins, but we'll have to look at them to see what we got. This is just the second coin of roll number one, and we can already see that we've got a commemorative here. We've got the date on the obverse above the queen, so this looks different than other obverses. I'll show you one here that just have the Queen Elizabeth II, DG Regina. So this one has a bit of a different look. So this could be a colorized commemorative. They also made them in non-colorized. Oh, and this is the 2015 Poppy. If we found this in color, it's really striking because the entire size of the coin, pretty much that whole flower, which takes up the full reverse nearly, is all blazing red. And still in that first roll, our first pop of color. This is a 2011. This is the Wood Bison from the Legendary Nature series. And we can see that color there. Awesome. We're off to a great start. Still in roll number one, we're gonna get more color. This is the 2006. We can see the date on the obverse. This is the pink ribbon. And you can see that pink ribbon looks pretty good. Coin's been circulated, but sometimes when they're really circulated, the color enamel starts to rub off, but not in this case. Same roll, we're gonna have something to check under the scope. We got this 1973 Royal Canadian Mounted Police commemorative, and there are two versions of this. The obverse, there is a large bust and a small bust. We'll throw this under the scope, we'll take a peek. So right away I can tell this is the common small bust. The large bust is quite valuable. The large bust has less detail in the hair here, and the beads are very close to the rim on the large bust. Those are the two differentiating features. If you can't tell the difference, if you've got a 1972, take a look because it's got the large bust obverse. They had intended to use this one here. Roll number three here is our first King Charles. It's too early to find 2025s in circulation, so it could be a 2023 or a 2024, and it's gonna be the 2023. Roll number four, there is a Vancouver 2010 Olympics commemorative. This one is dated 2007. They minted these, a number of different varieties over a few years. This one here is the downhill skiing. We actually right behind there, we got a few things here because that's a pretty nice looking 1987. I think our binder already has a really nice one. I'll just set that aside just in case. But here we got a 2017. This is going to be Hope for a Green Future. Check that out. There is a colorized version of this we'd love to find. Same roll. Here's another shot for color. This is a 2009. This one is going to be commemorating Canada's gold medals at Olympics. We just don't know which one it is. It's the men's hockey. This one comes in a colorized version that has a red maple leaf behind the hockey player. Just a few coins back, there's a little more color. Roll number five, we've got a 1968, and I think you know the drill if you watch this channel. If not, 1968 is a transition year, so coins were actually minted in 50% silver. Partway through the year, they changed that to nickel. So we have to just check it if we want to be 100% sure. If this is nickel, it'll stick to a magnet. If not, we got silver, and it's nickel. We're just in roll number 6, and we're going to get a key date. We got a 1970. This is minted at just over 10 million. This one's in circulated condition, but still in decent shape. They're often worse than this, but just minted at over 10 million. That is an awesome one to find. 1970. Roll number 7 is going to give us our first Millennium commemorative. Actually, I think I had a couple 2000s that were in terrible shape. This one looks pretty nice. And then behind it, we are going to get our first foreign coin. It is going to be a pretty nice looking US quarter. On the one side, it looked pretty nice. On this side, it looks pretty trashy. 1996. There are so many commemoratives to find in Canadian quarters, and I just can't highlight all of them, but we got a few here. There's an Alberta. There is a non-color Orca. And of course, we've got our first provincial from 1992. This is from Quebec. Roll number 11, there is one of the most common colorized coins you can find, and it was the first circulating colorized quarter. It's the 2004 Remembrance Day Poppy. You can hardly see that red is really faded on there, but it is a red poppy, and the poppy, of course, is a symbol of remembrance. Roll number 13, there is our third pink ribbon and our 5th colorized coin so far. Roll number 14, and I just flipped this over. It is a gorgeous 2004. This one is absolutely in a mint state. Look at that. What a beautiful example. Same roll. Here is one in pretty grungy shape. If I flip it over, it's just a 2011, but it's got bubbling on both sides. It looks like somebody has tried to melt this, probably took it to the heat. This is just post-mint damage. This is not a mint error. I've got a 2001 here. If you get a 2001, you want to flip it over and check it. This one here has the P composition mark. This is nickel-plated steel, multiply-plated steel. This was a transition year, and this is minted at over 55 million, but there were still some that were made with nickel that don't have that small little P there, minted at only just over 8 million. In fact, 8,415,000, and that would make it the other key date minted even less than the 1970. So the 2001 with no P on the obverse beneath the queen is what you want to find. Roll 15, here is a War of 1812 commemorative. And we got more color. It is the Tecumseh. Look at that. Roll number 16 has a really dark edge, and I find that this is usually one of two things. It's either just a very dirty, discolored coin, but sometimes it can be tarnished silver. So I'm going to throw it down. We'll just take a peek here and see, and it's just going to be a dirty, discolored coin, and I can't even make out the year it's so discolored, but we can see that modern obverse of Queen Elizabeth, so we know it's not silver. I got a couple U.S. state quarters here in New York and Virginia, but I got another U.S. It's a pretty bad looking 1976. If I flip it over, we can see the drummer there. This is a commemorative, of course, the bicentennial. Pretty awesome find here in Canada. Not in great shape, though. More color in roll number 18. And speaking of color, same roll, and we got a gorgeous one. This is that Hope for a Green Future in color with the 3 animals on there. And we've got multiple bits of color. That is an absolute gorgeous one. And just at the end of that roll, that is our 6th American. That is the 2017 Effigy Mounds. Roll number 13 is going to give us our 3rd color poppy from 2004. I just opened up roll number 20, and we got the color Orca from 2011. So between that one and the Bison, we've got 2 of the 3 colorized coins from that year. We just need the colorized Peregrine Falcon for the trio. And there's our 7th American, a pretty nice looking West Virginia state quarter from 2005. He shoots these scores, eh? And here's a nicer one from the 70s. It's got just mild circulation wear, but a pretty nice overall looking 1979. Roll 24, there is color poppy from 2004, number 4. And you might have been able to see the word Canada just peeking out from behind it. We got a second 2017 beautiful colorized coin, just gorgeous. We're in roll number 29 now. We've got another commemorative. I'm going to flip it over here. We got ourselves another colorized poppy. Looks very similar to the 2004s we've been pulling, but this one is from 2008. And just 3 coins behind that, another one of my favorites. This is the double poppy from 2010. Beautiful coin. And it looks like it's poppies everywhere. There's another 2004 in this same roll. And this is going to make it colorized coin number 4 for the roll. It's another pink ribbon. And the very next coin, look at that, 2004. So that's 5 colorized coins in one roll. Roll number 33, and we've done it. We found the 3rd colorized 2011 Legendary Nature. There is the Peregrine Falcon to go along with our Wood Bison and our Orca. Roll 35 is going to give us our 7th 2004 color poppy. Got a provincial coin here with a very odd look and coloring about it. It just could be dirty, but I'm going to check it with a magnet because these coins were actually minted in silver as well. And that's not silver, but you want to look at those pretty carefully if you get them, because there are silver versions of these provincial coins that you don't want to overlook. This one happens to be from the Yukon. I'll set it aside as a find for the board, but definitely not a keeper in this condition. Roll 38 had a few coppery edges. We got a 1984 US, and a little further down I could see some other ones. So we got, this one is out of Philadelphia. It is going to be a New Jersey state quarter. And then just a little further back from that one, we've got another one out of Philadelphia. This one is the Saratoga for 2015. Same roll, more color, another 2004, and another one in really nice condition. And here's one that's a little bit interesting. It's a very slightly misaligned die. You can see that the rim is fatter at the top than it is at the bottom left there. And there's a little bit of a line just in the rim at the top here. Not a valuable error, but just noticeable enough, but probably within the mint's tolerance. We got a couple Americans back to back here in roll number 38. One of them is a Yosemite, and the other one is a Nina Otero Warren, part of the American Women's Series. I'll have to look and see if there are any errors of double dies on that one. I'm not so sure. Roll number 40 is going to have another American. It's that Washington crossing the Delaware. Always looking for that die chip on his hat. I have one that I got in a trade with Greg. I don't have one from Coin Roll Hunting. If I found one, that'd be cool, but some of them are really obvious and I don't see it here, but we'll put it under the scope. Well, there we have it. Nothing doing on this one, but sometimes it can be really significant above there. Very cool error. Roll 41, there's a pretty nice RCMP quarter. Now, wouldn't it be great if this was the large bust? And it's not. You can see all the detail in the hair, and those beads are not close to the rim. Roll 42, we've got another provincial. This one looks to be slightly circulated, but we can often find these in really, really nice condition. It's from Quebec. I should say it is featuring Quebec. But not a keeper because these commemoratives came out, a lot of people saved them. You can very often find them in beautiful uncirculated condition. So this one is just going back. Roll 44, another one of my favorites. This one features the Canadian flag, and another one that you would love to find in the colorized version that features some red on there. It is beautiful. Same roll, another provincial. This one, Nova Scotia. Roll 47, what have we here? It's a beautiful Ontario to add to our provincials we got so far. And I saw some Americans in here. Blue Ridge Parkway, that is from 2015. This one is out of Denver. I saw another American back here. What do we got going on? It's one out of Philadelphia. 2020 Salt River Bay. This could have been a W quarter, but not this one. As I'm looking down here, I can see there's another provincial, and we've got a chance for color, another one of those War of 1812 commemoratives. And it's a Sir Isaac Brock with the color maple leaf. And a little further in, this time, it is an Alberta. Roll 48, and that is pink ribbon number 6. No silver edges in roll number 50, the very last roll. I'll check this to see if we've got any keepers, and then we'll do a little bit of a wrap-up. So no silver, but that was still a fun quarter hunt. We got 19 US quarters. I'll be checking those against my own collection. Got a stack of King Charles III. All of them were the 2023 though. We didn't get any 2024s, and it's too early, as I said, for the 2025s. We got a short stack of provincial quarters, the nicest one being this Ontario one. I don't think any of them are good enough to keep. We can usually find some in even better condition. We got a couple of nicer than average 1973 RCMP. We did get a low mint 1970, just over 10 million minted. And as for color, we got 24 colorized quarters. We got a whole stack here of the 2004, including this beautiful one on top here. We got 9 of those. We got a stack of the 2006 breast cancer pink ribbon. We got one of the 2008s, the 2010 double poppy. We got all 3 of the legendary Nature series. We got 2 of the colorized War of 1812, and we got a couple of gorgeous 2017 Hope for a Green Future. Those are some of my favorite ones. Just a beautiful, beautiful coin. We got a bunch of other things here too. We got a really nice 1979 that I'll just check against the album. And some really nice commemoratives here that I'll hold on to. These ones are much better than the average. We got more of these as well, but not nearly in as good condition. We'll just check the album and see if anything might upgrade. So no upgrades or additions to the album. We're still at 150 of 173 spots filled. We've got 7 of 17 silver. So if we want to make any progress, we got to find something from 1953 on in the silver years. We have some silver in here, but we could always use more in our beautiful Lighthouse Vista Canada album. Well, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, Cadroll Hunter, please click that button and subscribe. You'll be notified when I put out new videos, which I do all the time. Usually it's coin roll hunting, sometimes it's coin collecting, it's purchases, and we always have a fun time going through coins. Thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. We'll see you again next time. The sponsors of today's video are Lighthouse Canada and the Charlton Press. Lighthouse Canada is the leading supplier of high-quality numismatic supplies in Canada, and the Charlton Press is the leading publisher of coin and paper money catalogs and price guides for Canadian collectors. Go check out their online stores today and use the exclusive discount code CRH20 for 20% off all your purchases.